Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite talk show, Bahrain Now, with me, your host, Bara Abdallah. We've got a great show coming up featuring great local talents, initiatives, and happenings from around the island. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, it is such an honor and pleasure to have this talk on Bahrain Now, as the Thattai Hindu merchants community aspires to build on the strong legacy of the Bhatia business community and to become Bahrain's leading entrepreneurial organization business. Joined with us here today to tell us more about it is Mr. Bob and Mukesh of the THMC to speak to us more about the beautiful initiative. Well, good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. We are very well. Thank you very much, Bara, for having us. And it's a privilege to be here.
It is such an honor.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, it is definitely an honor and such a pleasure to have you gentlemen with us right here on Bahrain Now. So tell us more about the THMC.
Well, it's a lot of history. Thattai Hindu merchants community informally was formed sometimes in the 40s because our forefathers have been in Bahrain for nearly 200 years in trading in Bahrain. We were known as Banyans. We're still known as Banyans in the souk, and we're all around in Manama.
Yeah.
And we have such a rich legacy of our community in Bahrain. And we love it here, and our businesses have been built here and have grown here in this community. And the organization was informally formed in the 40s, as I said, basically to help each other, help the businesses, see that how businesses can be grown, how we can grow our own businesses, and of course the community's business, and of course the country's business. So the earlier businessmen, our forefathers, were mainly dealing in food, but now of course they're into diversified activities. So it's great to be in Bahrain. It's great to live in this wonderful, wonderful island, which promotes pluralism, promotes multiculturalism, welcoming to all. And we are grateful to His Majesty the King. We're grateful to His Royal Highness Crown Prince, Prime Minister, for letting us continue to flourish in this country.
Amazing. And Bahrain is grateful for you. 200 years. It's an amazing legacy. It's just way too beautiful. It's so rich. And it's enriching Bahrain with such beautiful things, as you've done so much for Bahrain. So we would like to say thank you so much for all that you've done for the last 200 years. That's beautiful. Now, heading to the goals, what's happening with the THMC when it comes to the goals and missions?
Well, I'll tell you the goals. I'll summarize in the vision and the mission, basically, of our organizations. I'll just read it out to you quickly.
Sure.
The mission is the THMC aspires to build on the strong legacy of the Bhatia business community and to become Bahrain's leading entrepreneur organization.
All right.
And the vision, what we have in our organization, is to strengthen the Bhatia entrepreneurs in Bahrain by always learning and evolving to make a positive impact on the society while continuing to retain our values.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much again. Such inspirational words, and I know everything been read and everything been said and everything's been told. It's just beautifully done, especially with the community. Now, tell us more about the community. Like right now, where are you focusing on when it comes to businesses and leading and entrepreneurs?
So it's there are businesses here, as I said, for 150, 200 years. There are fourth, fifth generation business persons living in Bahrain and continuing the business. Businesses evolve as always. Predominantly food businesses have now gone into so many different areas. So we have activities amongst our members who are in education, who are in training, who are in construction, who are in manufacturing, who are in textiles, who are in whole sort of other electronics, into retail, into distribution, into logistics, into FMCG, you name it. Our members, our community is involved in it. There are about 50 to 60 members, 60 organizations, about 100 plus members in our community who are involved in this. The idea is to see that we have always believed in Bahrain, we always lived here. So our head offices are here. We have also branched off into other countries in GCC, but we continue to operate as our head office, headquarters in Bahrain, and continue to evolve our businesses and grow our businesses. That's what we are doing now within the community. And the THMC as an association tries to help our members as much as possible. We have learning events, we have speakers coming in to talk to our members, we exchange ideas, and most importantly, in the heart of Manama, there is a Hindu temple, the property.
Right.
The whole area, the complex belongs to Thattai Hindu Merchants Community. And we have ambitious plans for that going forward.
Amazing. I do remember visiting the site several times. Very welcoming, very beautiful, and very rich with culture and religious values. So that is beautifully done, definitely. And I can only imagine how Bahrain has been and is today because with the beautiful contributions for the THMC. 200 years, that's just a beautiful thing going on here. Now, with all that been said, can we shed some light on the Hindu business in Bahrain and what's happening here, if you don't mind, gentlemen?
So, as I said, the businesses have evolved over times. Younger blood has come into the businesses, and they have different ideas, newer ideas, and expanding onto it. There are new areas which they're looking at. Tech is one area. They're looking at logistics, another area. Looking at in tune with what the 2030 vision is. So, as businessmen, you know, opportunities. We always look at opportunities.
Absolutely.
So as members, we are constantly doing that, looking at areas to invest in, areas to expand our businesses in, and we believe in Bahrain. We believe in the future of this country, in this beautiful island, and we continue to work here. Several of us are now Bahraini nationals, so this is home for us.
Right.
And we are proud to and privileged to be part of that.
And Bahrain is privileged to have you here. That is definitely for sure. Now, any current projects happening right now, Mr. Mukesh, that you can tell us about?
Yes, we have this ambitious project which was inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister from India, Narendra Modi, under the auspices of His Majesty King Hamad.
Okay.
It's a $5 million project.
Amazing.
And it's going to accommodate community halls. The temple, the main prayer area is going to double. We're going to have like a knowledge center there.
Right.
And basic kitchens over there and a lot of facilities. We're going to have an open courtyard over there where we're going to conduct the sound and light shows.
Wow.
And the other part is the tourism part. We are going to accommodate that part also because Bahrain does welcome like marriages taking place internationally from the different parts of the world, and there could be like there are halls which will accommodate the marriage facilities over there.
Amazing, amazing. I am looking forward to that, to pay a visit and just be indulged and immerse myself in this beautiful culture and values. This is amazing. Again, Bahrain is privileged to have this such beautiful community, adding a lot of color to the culture of Bahrain and diversity. And like you said, His Majesty the King has been promoting the harmony in Bahrain.
Yes.
With different people coming in with different cultures and backgrounds all in one place. And you are an amazing proof for that.
Thank you.
Now, that's what's happening currently. What about future plans?
So this project is going to take 2 years. I must mention that the funding for this project is coming from our community. So we are raising all this money, nearly $5-6 million, which we'll need internally from our community members, and they're going to be funding this completely. Going forward, we have very ambitious plans with this project, but more importantly, we believe that our community should always be training or mentoring entrepreneurs. So we want to take it forward and say that how do we promote entrepreneurship? And one of the things we're going to do is recognize entrepreneurs who have played a huge role in Bahrain. Bahraini, non-Bahraini entrepreneurs, doesn't matter. Those who have contributed in the country. So one of the things we're looking at is to work towards that and how do we recognize those entrepreneurs? How do we honor them? How do we bring them into the limelight and tell their stories to aspiring and inspire them to become entrepreneurs. They are job givers and not job takers. I think that's very important for Bahrain's economy. Wow. The other is to look into how we can promote entrepreneurship, not only from within Bahrain, but our networks in our other countries, in Dubai or in India or other countries where we know entrepreneurs, and let them know what a great country and what a fantastic opportunity there are in Bahrain. So maybe bring them in and let them know about Bahrain and let them invest in Bahrain. Lastly, what we intend to do as going forward as in the future plans is we're working on a history project book. Okay. We have hired, we have appointed three historians, one in Bahrain, one in India, and one in now Pakistan, because originally our community came from undivided India,
Okay.
and that village, that place Thatta, is in Pakistan right now.
Wow.
They are going to collaborate onto a book chronicling 400 years of our history, and that is going to be a fantastic project which we are looking forward to.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm so happy to hear this, but what sparked that idea for having the history book?
The rich legacy. It
Right.
means imagine we
It's
only knew,
no-brainer.
and the legacy which we are really scared of losing, because it's only word of mouth till now, grandfather to a father to a son. So we wanted to capture that history. We wanted to see that this is written there and documented, so that going forward, maybe this inspires some entrepreneurs, because there's so many
course.
great stories there.
Amazing. I mean, 200 years to catch up with could be a lot of work.
And
Oh,
challenging,
yes.
considering the geography, right from India, Pakistan, Bahrain.
Wow.
So that's a challenging geography to capture, considering that there's not too much documentation back then.
Yeah.
And so to go up to the records, that's why we have 3 historians. One of them, glad to say, is Bahrain, who's going to look at the old Bahrain, one from
Unbelievable.
India and one from Pakistan.
That is amazing. From 3 countries, 3 historians all coming together
Yes,
for 200 years of legacy.
absolutely.
I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right here. It's so exciting.
We
And to
are.
add to it, they already have interviewed the Bahrainis who have been like old timers,
Yeah.
and they know the community very well, and our community members too,
Wow.
and in different parts in
Yeah.
Dubai and Bahrain and India.
Amazing, amazing. In the last few days, pretty much we paid visit to Suq al-Manama, as there are certain people right now as thought that said they want to end their journal and end their journey as people working in Suq al-Manama. One of them happens to be my grandfather, Abdurrazzaq al-Rumi, who pretty much that said this will be his last month. Silversmith.
Smith.
So
Yeah, we read that
my
today.
father's shop was 1 minute away from your shop, your grandfather's shop.
No way.
So his shop was in the corner, and our shop was in that lane which goes in there, a second shop.
Wow.
And my father and your grandfather were great friends, because they would see each other every day.
That's amazing.
Because it's such a small world, and that's what I love about Bahrain. Everybody knows everybody.
Yeah.
So we remember the corner shop of your grandfather,
Yes.
and down the road, 2 shops down that in that small lane was my father's shop.
See how beautiful that is? Like as we go there and he was like closing his shop and everybody was just jumping in and just like, no way, you're gonna end this legacy and all of that. So as we understand how important it is to collect pictures and information. So as you said, 200 years. I mean, I had like 75 years pretty much worth of collecting information out of that store. But to know that the entire community comes together for 200 years of catching up with all that information. 3 countries, Pakistan, India, and Bahrain.
Yes.
That is an amazing project.
It is. It is. We are really excited about it. We are grateful to all the people who collaborated on it, to all of those who have encouraged it. I gave a talk to a month back during the 50th Independence Day, and Indian Embassy did it, and I had a talk in Dhaka where we spoke about the journey, some sketchy details that I have so far,
Right.
and we are really looking forward this to be properly chronicled like a history book. And we expect that book to be everywhere, in every embassy, every ministry, every business house, so that at least we know what Bahrain did for the business communities.
Amazing. This is just amazing. Thank you so much. Our sincerest gratitude is revealed to the amazing efforts that your community has pretty much put together in Bahrain. I would say our community at this point, because
Yes.
200 years, we're all Bahrainis at this
We all
point. that's it.
Bahrainis.
So
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having
Oh,
us.
it's
Thank
been
you,
a
and
great pleasure.
we'd like to thank His Majesty the King. We'd like to thank Crown Prince, Prime Minister. We are grateful to them. This has been a country which has welcomed us. Let us flourish, practice our culture, retain our religious values, and still be called Bahrainis. And I think that, in essence, is the beauty of Bahrain for all of us. And
Yes,
you would,
sir.
and everybody in our community would say that. So the Bhatia community is grateful to them, and we'd like to convey on this channel, on this platform, a big thank you.
as you said yourself, we're all Bahrainis. That's it. That's beautifully said.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been a great honor and a great pleasure to have you gentlemen right here with us on Bahrain Now. And we're writing history.
Absolutely.
As it is.
We write history as we speak.
It's been a great honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you
being
for
with
having
us
us.
on
Really
Bahrain.
great. Really
Thank you.
Much pleasure. Well, ladies and gentlemen, as you've seen right now, 200 years of great legacy all took place right here. Time was not enough for us to explain everything and to delve more into the beautiful culture, but all that took place right here with this beautiful interview with the members of the THMC right here on Bahrain Now.